Hello, welcome to my channel. Hello, can you guys hear me? Welcome to my channel, Level Headed with Levi D. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties, but we'll get started here in a minute. I'm gonna play my intro.
Don't wait up, I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub, yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up, coming from the nation, laid a foundation, true stuff, yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you cripple or flat or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the escalated attack. The frustrated hit back, yeah, we move fast. I wanna change everything, I swear I'll do anything, just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free, I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop, no, I won't let go, I won't drop, no, and I won't let go. I won't stop, no, I won't let go, I won't drop, no, and I won't let go. It's automatic, I'm always getting after it. If you ain't working, I don't understand what's happening. There's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there, make your own meaning. Can't afford to have doubts, they'll interrupt dreaming. I just wanna look out there, the crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything, I swear I'll do anything, just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free, I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop, no, I won't let go, I won't drop, no, and I won't let go. I won't stop, no, I won't let go, I won't drop, no, and I won't let go. I won't stop, no, I won't let go, I won't drop, no, and I won't let go. I won't stop, no, I won't let go, I won't drop, no, and I won't let go.
Hello, welcome back to my channel, Level Headed with Levi D. I did have some technical difficulties there. Just getting things set up here now. I had to restart my internet, which is unfortunate. First off, what I'd like to say is I did put out 3 videos, kind of covered everything that was going on yesterday. Hello, Faith. Did cover everything yesterday, and I want to say rest in peace to his family. This is a terrible situation that's going on. As my title says, updates. So I do have a few new updates. There is some stuff. I did do a premiere last night, so I didn't get to talk about what they were saying. Things I want to talk about. The map behind here, the details on this map here, which is my thumbnail here. So there's a road here that goes, or not a road. It's more of a grassy area here that leads out to into the water. Weird that it would happen this way as opposed to just parking over here and fishing someplace over here. I get it if you have kids, maybe it's easier to pull up there, but I am not buying the no tire tracks there. It's definitely a big red flag. Definitely some other red flags. I am going to bring up, hold on here 1 second, while I wasn't able to do this earlier. This link is for Arctic only, for him to come up here. And then I will open up panel in a little bit to everybody else. So there's that link for Arctic. There was a press conference last night. If you guys saw, Arctic, I'm going to bring that up on the water looks very shallow as well. I'm going to bring that up on a Google map. All right, I got you, Arctic, on a Google map. All right, I got you, Arctic, on you're echoing.
I fixed it.
Oh, all right. I figured you were. It looks really shallow, right? The water here, because that's where they were going down with the fire trucks and the tow truck and everything was down that path.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we discussed earlier, that area had been searched prior to them going and pulling Kyle's body out of there and the kids' bodies out of there. Why did they not see any tire tracks even when they went and searched that first time? Why didn't the drones pick up anything?
So great question. Here is a better map. There's that's just driving off the road here, but I guess, I don't know, you'd have to drive off the road here, but I guess in the media pictures that we saw, I guess there is like a little gravel, or I guess this is a parking lot here, huh?
Yeah.
I'll see if I can bring up a map on it. Well, the other thing is I was looking at the News 8 here. See if they put it back up.
My cat just tried to kill me.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I hear you.
See, they took down the... So here's what I found this morning, and then while I have this up here. So this article came out.
Okay, come here, Smokey.
Updated July 13th at 2022 at 11:53 Eastern. So they had a video that was playing in this spot here, and it like earlier when I was gonna watch what the video was, and it's gone. So I don't know. And I noticed on a couple of the other videos that I was looking at that were actually by the social media people, they actually took down some of the other videos too. And I don't know why. It's really interesting. I'm going to see if we can see the path. So this would be, I think that's where that path, yeah. That's a gate, right?
It looks like it.
Yeah. Based upon information available, I'll just read this real quick. The man and 3 children whose bodies were pulled from a pond on the south side of Indianapolis have been identified as Kyle Moorman and his children. The Marion County Coroner's Office said Wednesday. They were recovered Tuesday evening from a pond east of Bluff Road and north of West Troy Avenue. This is the same location where there was a search for a missing family. Coroner's office says examinations are still being conducted and there is no cause of manner or death. IMPD said while crews were searching in the water, IFD dive team and Department of Natural Resources located a vehicle in the water using sonar technology. That vehicle was pulled from the water. 3 young children were found inside early Wednesday morning. The vehicle pulled from the water was a black Saab. Police said the situation is now considered a death investigation. At the time, IMPD said, based upon information available to detectives and evidence collected at the scene, there is a commonality with the Moorman family missing persons investigation. Detectives are working to piece together what led up to this incident. The pond is where IMPD had been asked to search for Moorman and his children who had been missing for 6 days. They were last seen about 11 p.m. Wednesday in the 1000 block of South Sherman Drive. Family members were searching the lake for 5 days because they say his cell phone was last believed to be in that area. The discovery at the pond came the same day that the members of the Moorman family announced a $10,000 reward for anyone with information that can help locate them. Kyle Moorman's mother, Renee Moorman, told 8 that $5,000 came from family members and the other $5,000 from a landlord of Kyle's mother, Moorman's sister. IMPD says the family did not coordinate a reward with the police. Interesting. IMPD refused to take questions at the news conference near the lake shortly before 10 p.m. Tuesday. Burris told the news media to submit questions by email. Burris said updates will be issued through tweets, which was wrong because they did do them through. All they did is told us that media coverage was going to happen, and they didn't even post their own. I think they did on their Facebook page, I think. But I'm going to pull up the map while go ahead. You can elaborate on what I was talking about. Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, I got you. I mean, this whole case is crazy. Levi and I and a bunch of other creators were following this live on Twitter as it was unfolding last night and on Facebook. And people were jumping in with wild speculation. It was hard to keep track of what information was accurate and what wasn't. And authorities kept changing the channels on the scanners. So even if you were trying to follow the scanner footage, you couldn't keep up with it because they kept changing channels on what they were talking on. But when the family says that they've been out there for a week searching, that's not accurate information either, at least in my opinion, because in the Facebook groups that were dedicated to finding Kyle, the family specifically said, why would we go out there and search that area? He would never go out there. It wasn't until people got on them about, well, his cell phone pinged there. Don't you think you might want to go out there and search? That they finally decided to go out there and search for him. I've got a lot of issues with how they were out there, the day or 2 days before with drones and everything. They didn't find Kyle then, but miraculously, he is found face down in the water when they go out there to do the search at night. And now this is allegedly, but it has been said that it was actually Kyle's sister that found him laying face down in the water. So there's that. And there's a lot of speculation going on as to the manner of death. Now, the problem is the family made several posts on Facebook and then dirty deleted them, but a lot of the family said that Kyle had been murdered. And there was also a lot of posts made, some by family members, that said that Kyle's neck had been snapped. So that's what I'm saying. There's a lot more to this case than meets the eye.
So I'll bring up what I was talking with you this morning about. So that these people, I couldn't watch everything as it unfolded. Glad you were doing this live level-headed. Yes, LTL. Exactly. So this morning at Cold Arctic, we talked about this for a little bit because things just don't add up. So if you guys watch AWP, which is Adventures with Purpose, on YouTube, when they do recoveries of vehicles. So, but one of my things was so it's hot outside. Well, I didn't say it's hot outside. I said it's really strange that usually when people go into the water and they just drive themselves in there, the windows are up. Seen it many of times over 20 years. There's cars that are found in rivers and stuff by AWP for 20, 30 years, 10 years. Windows are still up, not even broken, not cracked, nothing. So, and trigger warning, the person is still in there in the position that they were in when they went in there. So this being, I said, it just doesn't make sense that how did he get out of the car? And what did you say, Arctic?
I said, well, it was hot. It's summertime, and he was allegedly low on fuel, so he wouldn't have been running his air conditioner. He probably had the windows down trying to stay cool.
So then I said, well, even if that was the case, picturing myself, so you still have a windshield that's intact. And I know that on the picture, when they pulled it out, all the windows were missing. But that happens because you're pulling force out of water. Weighs 8 pounds to the gallon. That's a lot of gallons of water there. And that's a lot of force when you're pulling something out. So that happens when they pull vehicles out. And I said, so let's put myself in the shoes. Sitting in the seat, if the windshield's not busted, but the windows are open, I didn't have my seatbelt on, my head would constantly hit the ceiling. But that's not a big, huge lake where there's going to be a lot of current. I would imagine there's no current in that water.
Yeah.
So how does my body finagle itself to get out of the vehicle? I'm baffled, but maybe the front windshield was broke. I don't know. These are questions that I have. I think my title of my live is a DLR. Does not look right. He went out the window. No, I plead the fifth. What I'm saying is if you're in the car and all the windows are up and you drive into water, like you're not getting out of the car. So the windows would have had to be down or the windshield was broken because somehow his body got out of the car. And even then, even for your body to float to the top where the roof of the car is and to go underneath to get out the front windshield, I don't care what window that it got out of, that it just doesn't seem right. I mean, I could see in a river where there's current or in a bigger lake where you have like boats going on it and creating waves and wakes and stuff. Hello, Mountain Girl. I don't know. It baffles me. It just doesn't look right. And then the other thing,
Empress made a good point. Cars don't sink nearly as fast as people think they do.
I was man, I wish I should have asked Jared from AWP if I could have used a little clip of his video, because he explains it every single time they find one, how fast it takes to sink. And it doesn't, I mean, it's really quick when you're in the situation in the car. But if you think about it, like not being inside there, I don't know, what is it, 45 seconds or a minute?
Yeah.
I can find out real quick.
The thing is when you're in the car, you go into panic mode. And so it's harder to rationally think and get your way out of the car.
All right, here we go. Facts. I typed into Google how long to take a car to sink in water. 2 minutes to almost 10 to sink, but beware that there is also a strong possibility that the car may flip upside down as it sinks to try and hang on to something like the steering wheel, so you orient yourself as soon as possible. I also know that once the pressure of the water is on the window, if the windows are up and the pressure of water is on there, sorry, I was reading a chat. That it's hard to break. They use the little ceramic. Like if you took a spark plug and threw it at a window, it would actually break it. You need a little ceramic punch in order to do it. And so Anne says this is a good point, Arctic, because I don't know what to believe anymore. Has it been confirmed that he was found outside the vehicle? Well, that was the call that came in, right?
There was family confirmed that he had been found outside the vehicle.
Yes, and if you're looking for a spring-loaded center punch in your car, go check out Adventures with Purpose. They sell them. I believe they're on their merchandise. Just type in awp.com or type in adventureswithpurpose.com. They sell the little punches. You put it onto your key ring. His window was down. I plead the fifth. The only way that he would have been, if he was in the car, we don't even know if he was in the car, would be something would have to have been down. But we don't know if he was in the car. There's no proof that, he was found outside, so that's going to be hard to prove that he was in the car, unless if the windows were up and he wasn't in it. Yeah. Voice texting this while driving, but much love to both of you. Doing a fine job. Yes, Mountain Girl, thank you. So glass won't break because pressure will even on inside and out. Yeah. So that just doesn't break because of the pressure. So like you can hit it as hard as you want. They were even showing a screwdriver, taking a screwdriver and hitting it, and it won't break. But with the punch thing, it will break. We shall see. I want to know about the snap neck. I want to know a lot of things. There's a lot of missing pieces to this puzzle.
Thing is it was the family that said that his neck was snapped. And like I said, did the family have an x-ray machine or an MRI machine in their pocket to where they could examine that neck and see that it was snapped? Because, you know, when you find a body, you can't just look at it and say, oh yeah, his neck was snapped. I mean, not always. I'm sure there are times when you can literally visually tell, but.
So you can keep reading some, like, this is a good point too. You see that on the screen?
Yeah. I thought
I'm trying to find where the water is compared to where he was last seen. So that I can bring it up to see how far away it was.
Let's see here.
I mean, that's a good point too. And is maybe something happened and the car just rolled in there on its own.
I mean, there's always a possibility that, say someone did kill Kyle, The kids were in the car. There's a possibility that one of those kids could have knocked the car out of gear. Or say Kyle was just out there fishing and one of the kids knocked the car out of gear. I mean, there's 1,000 different things, but I mean, if it was a case where Kyle was fishing, the kids were in the car, they knocked it out of gear, and they went in, I would think that Kyle would have dived in trying to save them and whatnot. He wouldn't have been just right there, because the way I understand it, he was found near the ramp, laying face down. He wasn't like way out in the pond or anything like that. So a lot just doesn't make any sense.
I'm trying to find the streets here real quick. What do they say? Oh, here, Bluff Road in North Troy.
I mean, I know it does happen where kids knock the cars out of gear. I did it when I was 2 years old. My mom was pregnant with my little brother. So it does happen, but we're going to have a lot more evidence come forward that that's what happened before I'm buying it in this case. Yes, Kendra, I think the kids were still strapped in. They were in the back seat of the car when it was pulled out. So I'm almost certain they were still strapped into the car.
Oh, wow. I didn't know it was like this. I thought it was closer to where you left from, but I'll bring this up here. See, I hadn't looked at this yet. So 100 South Sherman Avenue. This is where that pond is right there. So it was 5.5 miles. I thought it was closer. Let's take a look here.
You're right, Blessings. I mean, no matter how you cut it, this was not the outcome any of us wanted to see for these kids and for the father or for this family at all. Even last night when I was following this on Facebook and Twitter and on the scanner, I kept, because it took a long time before they said they found the car, and then even longer for them to confirm that the kids were in the car. I kept praying that those kids wouldn't be in the car, that somehow they may have found shelter or something like that, which we saw something like that happen in the case of Riker Webb, where he was missing for so long and then he was found in a cabin drinking water. So that's the outcome I was praying for last night when they kept putting it off, that the kids hadn't been found yet. So.
They won't even let me. Guess I'm a bad navigator over here. So it's on this side here.
You're just letting the Tesla do your driving for you. That's what's wrong.
See, it won't let me go forward the other way. It's like it stopped because see the arrow, how it wants to go back the other way?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, thank you everyone for being here. We really appreciate you coming in and chatting with us.
See, I was trying to get to here, but it wasn't allowing me to get there. See, unless if that was broke open, there's a gate there. Just like on that other picture that was from last
Yeah,
night. So there's a gate there. But there is a little road here. I guess. I mean, there's the ramp. There's a guardrail on the side here, but I guess if you could get into here, you could go around. Or I guess straight here and then come on the side of these trees. But so the reason why I bring up this map is because there was a report that I don't have it right now, but there was a report that when did we go over that? Was that yesterday's live?
yeah, yeah.
And I'll have to go back through that live of yesterday, and I cannot imagine the family's pain, nor can I, Mountain Girl, because they said they had drones out there. Well, I can zoom this in some more. That's going to stop right there. I'll make it full page. We'll take this, hide this comment. So they're saying it was right here. Well, there's mud there. And that was the point that you brought up this morning that I said, how would they not see the tire tracks? It's been 5 days. So the grass or the weeds or everything would still be down. If they had drones out there, they'd clearly see it. So it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, and then especially with the mud there, I mean, there would be tire tracks in the mud for sure, even if the grass had come back up.
I'm going to try something here. I want to see if there's another.
Also, do you know if there's any lakes closer to the house that he could have gone to go fishing other than this one that was way out of the way, it seems?
It's not letting me go past this. But look at this, Arctic. Another gate.
Yeah. Yeah, so no matter how you cut it, in my opinion, you know, this wasn't an accident, I don't think. I mean, you would have to intentionally find a way into that lake with all the gates and stuff that were up. I mean, unless those gates happened to have been open at the time. There was damage to the car where the wind blows, but a lot of that damage happened by them pulling the car out of the water.
I might have been at the wrong. No. It's padlock shut. When's this image from? Image May 2019. So I guess it could be I mean, maybe it was no longer latched there.
Yeah, there's a possibility. I mean, 2019 is 3 years ago. 1,000 things could have changed between now and then.
So this map data is from 2022. So it looks like maybe they changed things and made it so that people could fish here. And it almost looks to me like that this little ramp thing here is to unload like a small boat, like a John boat.
Yeah.
I plead the fifth. Yes, the front was damaged and the front windshield was busted and like pushed in, but I don't know if it was from the impact of the water or them pulling it out. So what happens when I plead the fifth, you will find if you ever watch cases of this, sometime when you go take a look at Adventures with Purpose, and when they pull out a vehicle, when it's in water that's deep enough, they have to put airbags onto it, and sometimes the pressure will crush or break the glass because the pressure going up is so great. But sometimes when you pull it out of here, like out of the water, because it's dragging against rocks and stuff, that it's creating force on the car as well. I'm not saying that it wasn't damaged, but a lot of times the windows get busted on the way up or on the way pulling out. The back bumper definitely looked like it was is where they tied the strap to. Yeah, and I did see the front end a little bit, but I think that was from dragging on some rocks maybe. Those are just my opinions, but it's well worth a watch if you ever want to watch. They did, and if you want to watch one where they didn't recover any missing people on there, there's one in Nashville where they pulled out 15 cars out of a river where majority of them were stolen, and that's a very good episode. They also did it in Texas. They found, I don't know, 11 cars in a retention pond in Texas. But they show the whole tow and everything, bringing the car out, how they do a airbag lift, and they use tanks of oxygen that you use to scuba dive to put into these airbags, and then they obviously chain them to the car to raise them up out of the water. Welcome in, American True Crime, Trophy Wife, Empress Nero, Where the Wind Blows. Susan, always a pleasure to see you. LTL, always nice to see you. Who else did I miss? I saw Mountain Girl, Kendra. Maybe planned to do it and panicked when it filled with water and tried to get them out. Possibility. Blessings to all. I don't know. There's a lot of scenarios here, and it just keeps my mind racing, I guess.
And I just want to point out that neither Levi or I are trying to be disrespectful to the family in any way, but we've got 3 dead children here, and we're just trying to get to the bottom of what happened to these kids. Because if there was something nefarious that happened, these children deserve to have justice.
See, so I'm going to touch on that a little bit. So they're a close-knit family. It seems like they're all around each other all the time. And when your adrenaline's high and you're out searching for missing people, there was one clip that the mother was really pissed because the police wouldn't, after they found the baby bottle and a piece of clothing someplace, the police wouldn't go and search immediately. And the mother got really mad. And that's what happens in situations like this. If you've never been in a situation like this, your adrenaline is flowing the whole time. So some things might not all make sense to people. And that goes with missing people as well. It's a lot of stuff going on at one point. And you try to remember everything, but your mind is racing to where do we go next? Where do we search next? What do we do next? Mississippi Granny, hi. Good to see you. You wanted to see if there's any other water closer. So I didn't realize. Here's another good thing, Arctic, is this is not a weird. It's not a weird place to fish. I see that they have a parking lot here, so there must be fishing here.
Yeah.
Like maybe some bass because they'd want to put a boat in there to catch some bass because it's got good coverage here. It's real shallow over here.
Well, and we know that he had a history of taking his kids fishing because on his Facebook there were pictures of him and the kids fishing. So
yeah, I mean the white this is a good point here. Close knit family and mom and picture means that there was likely a lot of support for this family. Yeah, so here I just gotta say it how it is. So after following all of the stuff and everything coming in, I mean, I was checking like what would you say? There was like 5 or 6 different Twitter feeds, maybe a few more that were coming in, but they were mostly news people. So then when you go over to Facebook, that's where the family was at. So you have family and friends that are all over this, and they're posting on their own Facebooks, and they're posting. There's what I said to you this morning, 42,000 people have searched for that name on Facebook as of this morning. Yesterday, it was at 35,000 people. So you have all this information coming in, and it's post after post after post after post, and you're reading through it, and you're trying to gather everything. My biggest thing in this whole thing is that so based off of, and I'm no doctor, no psychological person, no, this is in my opinion, allegedly. I read that the outcry of the friends, other females, one calling her kids and his kids the one and the same, that they would never leave each other. I guess he was loved by many. So statistically in the odds, and I know that could not be the case here, but it doesn't seem like it's somebody that would just do that. There's plenty of support and everything around him that it just does not seem right. But then again, we don't know what his everyday life is like.
This is true. And we know how great our mental health care system is in this country.
So where's... All right, so this is just trying to find the white water or white river where that park was that they were searching. I think it was here. I mean, it wasn't far from where Wyndham, the airport. I'm just trying to see where I'm at here real quick.
American True Crime, there was a bitter custody fight from what I understand. He had to fight really hard to get those kids. And, to hear his family talk, the mother was messed up in drugs, and that's why he ended up with custody. But, obviously his family is going to have their side. And unfortunately, none of us have been able to reach out to the mother of the children and get her side. And I would very much love to have the mother of the children come on one of our channels and give her side of what's going on in all of this.
Any of them. I think, well, no, because I got canceled last night. They were supposed to be on over there, but they got canceled last night because of the new discovery.
Correct. Correct.
And I have a feeling right now that with what happened and sitting around and waiting, I don't think, and warning, I don't think they'll be on anywhere anytime soon. And it's going to take a minute for the coroner to to go through everything. I love that. You got mail. Wasn't his baby mama out there searching also? I have a feeling that anybody and everybody that kind of knew him when they could would be out there searching. Were the parents feuding? I don't think so. Aside from fishing, does anyone know the hobbies or familiarity with vehicles? I imagine the majority of men are capable of getting themselves and kids out of a vehicle. Yeah, I had my frostbite here. People constantly coming to see me. She's on Facebook. Yes, she is. Dad will likely have at least minimal skills in the boat, hence water for sure. Let's see here real quick. So this is where he was. I'm just trying to find other water. I don't see any.
Well, and the area is rural, so there may not be. I mean, I was wondering if there was anything closer is all.
Yeah, I mean, there's a park here, but I don't see. I can change this into.
Yeah, see, I'm with you. I plead the fifth. I really am eager to see what comes out in the autopsy and the coroner's reports over the next few days, to see what they think. It was 11 p.m. Even the family now has said, well, why are you making such a big deal about him going fishing at 11 p.m.? That's not unheard of. He used to do that a lot. So apparently it was indeed 11 p.m.
Well, and the other, so I was thinking about this yesterday. You know how, you know how, geez, I lost my train of thought. You know how you, how, like, let's say that you work at night, right? Or you're like a night owl, or so there's some people that work at night and stuff are up all night. So I don't know if he worked, if he didn't work. I didn't see any of that. But I was thinking back with the kids and stuff. I mean, maybe he's like a night person. I just, that's just a thought that ran through my head. I don't know. It just,
yeah, but my whole deal that I keep going back to is you've got a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. Those children that age are not going to be happy campers about being out that late at night. Kids that age tend to want to be in bed at an earlier time. They don't like being out that late. They'd be screaming their bloody heads off. That's what I keep going back to. Or at least that's been my experience.
Pleasant Run, but that doesn't look like much of a place to fish. I mean, there's some water here, some over here, but that just looks like a little retention pond. There's Sloan Ditch.
And so, again, going back to the fact that he didn't bring the medication for his child with him, who he knows has asthma, and he was going to be out where it's humid, hot, and around water, which will trigger an asthma attack quicker than anything.
Well, I mean, so here, I'll just put it this way. I would go fishing sometimes at nighttime. I used to do it a lot when I was younger. I used to go fishing a lot at nighttime. And it was on rivers or ponds, but I'd always tell somebody where I was going, or I'd always go with somebody. But out there, when you do night fishing, I mean, I had like 2 or 3 lanterns that were battery powered that would work. Uh, it wasn't like it was. I mean, the best is it was a full moon last night. So like when it'd be a full moon, you could pretty much see where I'd go fishing. It'd be pitch black, and you could see everything because of the moon.
Yeah.
But I light it up with the lanterns and stuff. And obviously, once I got everything set, I turn it down to one lantern afterwards. But there's ways to, if you're a frequent fisher, you totally have enough light to see what you're doing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been fishing at night too, but I didn't take 3 children that are 5 and under with me.
I could barely do fishing by myself late at night. It's kind of a chore just to do the fishing itself. So you know how he called his brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is downtown at? So they were searching this, not this, right? Or they were searching this. No, they were searching up here, right?
Initially,
yeah. Well, and then I'm looking here. See, I was looking at this stuff the other day that like this would make more sense to be fishing in at night, not downtown. That's interesting because I was looking at this the other day on the map because I was looking at like where else you can fish. And this is probably, all of this is private. So no wonder. I didn't know it was private. But yeah, there's not very many options to fish. I mean, definitely over here, you have that one little river. You have another river down here. So they thought he was at another pond. Yeah. So, I plead the fifth. You were here 2 days ago and then not here yesterday. So yesterday we covered the White River Park. So if you go and look, I don't know what I named it, but yesterday I did a live with Arctic and we were talking about this is where they thought that he would go fishing because he had a favorite spot here to fish. So they were checking here. But I used to go to this Indiana Convention Center all the time, and there's cameras all over this place. Lucas Oil Stadium's here. There's cameras pointing right over here. And then you have all these other buildings here that I'm sure have cameras. But we read an article yesterday that said that his phone pinged here was the last ping, and also that the Google Maps led them there. Then the police searched this with drones and people search on Monday and Tuesday is what they claimed in one of the it didn't come from them, but that's what they claimed on a news report that I saw. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I would say that they also said that there was no tire marks here, so they ruled it like they moved on in the investigation. So he was, I think he was single, as far as I know.
Yeah, I think he just had a baby mama.
2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can play. I don't know. I thought this map thing was interesting. I thought maybe I could get up closer, but I'm curious if they do lock those chains at night. If there was like a local person fishing, I wonder if they do, or now maybe because they made it, because that one picture didn't show that parking lot there, so maybe they made it a fishing place.
Empress Nero just asked the best question ever that we'd all like to know. Was there fishing gear found in the car? Did he have fishing gear with him?
Oh, that's a good question. And I don't know about that American True Crime or America. How deep was the car? Would it have floated? No, because it's a pond. Well, I'm trying to figure out what this pond is called. Does anybody know the name of this? I'm going to do something off of the thing here. I think it's owned by these people right here. But I'm just going to check something real quick. DFTO Urban Farm. I think he was. Even off the Mississippi, boat ramps will lock up at 10. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can see who owns this thing here real quick. That's interesting. There's no name here, right? And they didn't call it anything in the. They just called it a pond, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do some searching real quick.
I'm just curious because sometimes you can find on like a fishing site, like if this is a stocked pond.
And it just says Indianapolis Pond. It didn't say the name of the pond.
Capital City Conservation Club. 116 West Troy Avenue. What's this address? This is 2935 Bluff Avenue. Oh, there you are. Yeah, that was intense, though. Really sad. How are you, Bling? Jen, did you go back out there yesterday? When I get home later, I will come back and rewatch from the beginning. No problem, Mountain Girl. Hello, Lisa. Search the lakes in the area. Empress, that's what I think too. Too big to be a pond. Well, so here, let me go back to satellite. Let me close this thing for the Bobcat people. When was this? This was 2020, so or 2022, 244.
Yeah.
Here we go. 2921 Bluff Road. You've got mail.
Yeah, I need to check that.
if he was supposed to be on his way to his brother's house, why would he go to the pond first? No, so that was cleared up yesterday. So, sorry, I was busy over here looking. It says police have asked the public to avoid the 2900 block of Bluff Road as they continue their investigation. I saw another thing. What was the question? Maybe I can help you out. Hey, Jane Justice, do you know who owns this pond? And the other question is I saw that there's a gate here. Is there fish in this pond? Like, is that why there's a boat ramp here to go down into, like, people go out there and bass fish a lot? That's my question. I have a feeling that it's connected to this thing here, and they used to own it, and maybe they still do. I don't know. I just think that there's gates there that they would lock it, but maybe they left it unlocked. Hide that one. Let's see here. The police say to avoid that. Yeah, they said that last night, but I also saw something where they said that they cleaned up. They cleaned up around 3:00 this morning, which would have been what, 2 hours after that last press conference they did.
Yeah.
Did I miss? What was the question? Maybe I can help. It is stocked, absolutely. I need to look, but I think that was someone's property. It's not 11011 Pay Lake. I thought it was until I got there. Yeah, I think it's the I don't know. There's a gate up on the side. I don't think that's a private dock. I think that this is a ramp. A cement pad, but the way it looks to me is a ramp because they join it here to back your vehicle down, and then you can pull, like you can drive in here, pull up this way, back up this way to put your boat in, and then pull back out this way. That's the way that this is why this was designed, in my opinion. Owned by a fishing club, I don't know. Private dock, boat ramp. There is a boat ramp. I'm going to search something else here real quick. What I said his address was. My husband is going to ask because he knows a person whose house is in this photo. That person may know he's calling out. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Jane. Yeah, I mean, is it private? There are private places all over Wisconsin, Mississippi River. Yeah, so I don't know. It doesn't pop. There's no. Normally, if it's a public lake, like if it's considered a lake, that there would be a name over this. So if I go, over here, see how this is LA Recreation Park, but it doesn't really name this. But I guess if it wasn't named that, that wouldn't be anything. Lakes in Indianapolis Fishing.org. Pleasant Run Fishing. 2920. My internet seems to be better today though than yesterday, but I'm also not trying to stream. Hmm.
Ow.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. I just looked it up. Land use, municipal property. Lot size 17.45. Oh, there's a couple other little places back in here too. Kelly Thunder, hello. It was nice meeting you guys last night. Sluggish Sleuth, hello. How are you? Yeah, I mean, if there's private places there, we're looking. There are some private places here in Oklahoma too. As far as we know, he was coming out there to go fishing. Marion Moorman said that's what he told my sister. It's not odd. He does it all the time. They go night fishing a lot. Yeah, that's what was said. Mississippi Granny. My husband and grandparents lived on a private lake, no fancy docks to get small boats in and out. No one put in anything that was too big to be maneuvered by a couple strong men or over a small beach. Good point. I wonder if it is normal for him to take the kids fishing with him at that time of night. You'd think the kids would already be in bed sleep for hours. Yeah, that was, does that mean public? I don't know. It is owned by a state or municipality. Well, it says it's municipal property, 2921 Bluff Road. Here, I'll just show you. There you go. 2921 Bluff Road. There's the parcel number, section 23 in Township, Marion, Indiana. Lot size 17.45 acres. Square footage doesn't give. It's flood zone. Zoning A, municipal property. Hello, Jesse Cribb. Oh, Sluggish Sleuth sent you. Thanks for coming in. Guess I missed that. I lived at the lake. It's humid. They're open 24/7. My dad took me all night catfishing bite at night. Yeah. But how did they get into the water? Well, there's a lot of different things. When I was two or 3 years old, I was chatting this last night and talking this morning and stuff. When I was 2-3 years old, I was we had a big conversion van, and this was over almost 37 years ago. But it was parked on a hill in the driveway, and I was in the car while my mom was doing something, and somehow I got it to go into gear, and it just backed right down across whatever, down the driveway, across the road, and right into the ditch. And I just was a young kid, so I used to have a little car seat that I'd have a steering wheel with a horn that you could honk on too. That was my car seat. So How old were you? 5 and under. That was asking. Those ponds are there because that is the lowest point in the city, and all those houses around there get destroyed every time it rains hard. Huh. Yep, my brother went down their driveway.
Yeah, I did something similar. My mom was pregnant with my brother, and I knocked our 69 Impala into reverse, and she had to crawl pregnant and everything across the hump to go and put her foot on the brake. Otherwise, I was going to hit another car.
Oh, interesting. Yes, swear to God, I still see and know people that do it. It's a regional thing. I swear nothing is open at night. Catfish bite at night was his explanation. Well, that's why if it just rolled the mud, it would stop it. Well, that's what I said this morning. Like if it just depends on how it was parked, because if it got into the Arctic, did you get a spanking?
No, but that's probably why my brother's brain damaged.
If it just rolled, the mud would stop it. Well, it depends on how far back the car was. So if I put my vehicle, and I don't know a Saab, I've never owned one, but if I put my vehicle into gear and don't put my foot on the gas and it starts going, it picks up momentum on its own as it's going. But like if it started going uphill and not pushing the gas, it would slow down. But if it was downhill, let's say it's going down into there, it would pick up momentum. I don't know if it's enough to get it all the way in there. I don't know.
Actually, I would be. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Levi. I'd be curious on that Saab. Is it a shifter that's on the column, or is it a shifter that's actually there on the floor? Because if it's a shifter that's on the floor, unless that car is turned on, that's not going to shift down into gear unless you've got the key to unlock the shifter.
Well, I think it's a 2009. I mean, I don't know a 2009 that you can't pull the shifter down if the key's not in it.
If it's on the column, sometimes you can, but if it's on the floor like that, those shifters lock. There is no shifting that shifter. If it's all the way in gear, if it's in park like it's supposed to be, you ain't shifting that thing unless you've got the key to unlock the shifter or the car started.
There you go, buddy. (2004 to 2009), 9 to 5 automatic transmission gear shifter on the column.
Okay, so it is on the column then.
Well, nope, that's on the column, or it's in between the seats.
Yeah, see, and if it's like that, there is a reverse safety switch that is underneath your brake pedal that's got to be depressed, even if your car is started, in order to put that in gear. The only other way to put it in gear, if that car was in park properly, is there's a key that you can take your ignition key and stick it into a slot on the gear shift and turn it in order to put it into neutral, say for like if your car's got to be towed. Those do not easily get accidentally bumped into neutral.
I have a. Oh yeah, that's a good point too. So like my car, I can't put it into gear unless if I push the brake. It's not like the old cars.
It's that reverse safety switch. It's not like the old cars where that easily just bump down. Today's modern cars have reverse safety switches on them where that brake has to be pressed in order for it to shift.
You've got mail.
I still see and know how people if it just rolled in the mud would stop it. Prayers for the Moorman family, definitely. Arctic, did you get is concrete out there where you pull in? Visuals of a child driving car left a lot. I wrecked a stick shift one time because I suck at driving and wasn't expecting it to take off like it did. Prayers to the Mormon family. Very good. That is true. Left a lot. I did it as a kid. I shoved the shifter. Well, it was way easier when we were kids because, when I was a kid, because you just push on the thing and it'd go into gear. I don't even know if I had to have the key on. I have a similar story, only in my case, I hit the trailer with the car. Do we have information all the children were buckled in or no? If they were all buckled, they wouldn't have rebuckled after moving the car. That's key. So here's what I have. So is it still back here? So here's a news article, and it did change some things. The coroner's office is still examining. Said while crews were searching in the water, that the vehicle was pulled from the water and 3 young children were found inside early Wednesday morning. So it's not confirming that they were buckled in. Hello, Audrey. Does the car have a button to put it in here? Put it in gear, then foot brake. Saabs are expensive. You'd think they'd have all the safety features. So it wasn't just an accident. The kids accidentally put it in gear. Unless the thing was broke. I mean, that's a good point,
I
Arctic.
suppose that's a possibility, but
I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, if there is different colored lights on there, so obviously the electronic system was but that's still plug and play, even if you put different colors of the lights.
Yeah.
I just was wondering, sometimes you mess with like a stereo, and you put a stereo into a car, and you're messing with the electrical and things like that I guess you could bypass it, but I doubt that the car would actually work. These days, it's too hard to bypass stuff like that.
Correct. And like putting a stereo in, I don't think there's anything that you'd be messing with to bypass that safety switch. Like I said, I mean, it's a lot more difficult to do than like when we were kids. I mean, shoot, when I was a kid, I rode in the front seat of a 69 Chevy Nova that had a metal dash in it, and my parents didn't think anything of it. So,
yes, it is, Audrey. All right, so true. In the 70s and 80s, I think way easier. Yeah, when I was like 10 years old, I used to drive a pickup truck out on the country roads with a grain wagon. So dangerous, but with a grain wagon full of grain in it from one farm to another. And looking back, like if you went over 10 miles an hour, the wagon would start going back and forth. So it was a long ride for the 5 miles that I would drive it, but we lived in the middle of nowhere. So, and there was always somebody in front of me or behind me when I would do it. We don't know.
yeah, my grandma got all upset. Her knickers were in a knot over my dad letting me operate the John Deere tractor by myself at 10 years old.
Yeah, no. I mean, it was like we had a lot of grass too, so driving the lawnmower was. I loved it at first, and then when you're expected to do it every single week, And the older you get, it just got more boring and more boring. I learned to drive a tractor standing up. I was too short to sit down. That is funny. I used to drive a B Farmal with a mower deck underneath of it with narrow front tires. The good old days, dangerous but had fun. Officers were dispatched Tuesday night. Here we go. Tuesday night to the pond following a report of a dead person in the water, and police said the man was pronounced dead at the scene. Yes. A dive team found a vehicle in the water, and the bodies of 3 children were inside, said police. Here, let me go into their official page here real quick. I always forget that I've been over this like a lot. So when new people come in, like I've been looking at this for the last 3 days we've been on this, 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I reached out to the Skyline too, just so you know, to the Skyline Foundation to try to do some work with them.
Okay.
That's the other guy with the missing posters, and see if we can get when he does do them, or I don't know anything about them. So they followed me on Twitter yesterday, or followed me back.
Yeah, the Aware Foundation's been working with me. Every time I do a video that has one of their flyers, they'll put my video on their Facebook page.
Oh, I didn't even see the private thing. Didn't even have it pulled up here.
Hey, Jane.
Oh, Jane's here. Just stopping by to show some love. Hi, Jane. A dive team found the vehicle in the water, and the bodies of the 3 children were inside, police said. Yeah. The one thing I like, it'd be nice if they released a statement that the windows are up or down. That question was asked. Well, I'll play. Here's what we'll do. Let me get my video up here, and then I will play the 2 things for anybody that didn't see my video. You guys can watch this now. Hold on here 1 second while I open up my.
All right, Levi, I'm going to jump down. I've got a doctor's appointment in 15
Yeah, no problem.
minutes.
Thank you for coming, buddy.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yep, no problem. All right, I'm gonna play the my video that I did where you guys can see. Let me see if I can just pull it up here this way. Explore. All right, so
water.
This was the second one. So there was another person that whatchamacallit. There was another officer hello, New Orleans lady. There was another officer that was the officer, the PR officer. So they made a shift change. This the first video here. Let me pull this down for a second and see if I can find the first video. Let's see what I got here. I have an Ohio accent. Sorry, voice to text. I must have an Ohio accent. Bear with me 1 second here. I'm just getting out of my studio here real quick. YouTube. Hey, Bling, you're okay, right? You don't have trolls coming in here because I don't see the messages that if they have to be deleted or whatnot. I don't see them. As long as you're good, though. I didn't set it on subscribers only. Hold on here 1 second. That's my live. Let's go here. My channel real quick. All right, we'll play this one. What do we got here? So the man had to either be in the car when it went in the water or he got out, or
Officer Simone Burris, that is SAM.
Or he drove the car in, or he drove in after the car went into the water, dove in after. Yes. I wonder he wasn't in the car with the lead. I've been listening, but I've had to put my red beans in rice. I'm good. Okay. So thanks, Bling. Hey, last break at work, jumping in to say hi all. Hi, Sunshine, and thank you for everything that you do. Okay, have a great day. I'm listening. All right. Here, it looks like this is loaded. This is my video. We'll just play it from the beginning here. I'm going to mute out while this plays. Where the wind blows. So this is going to have the two interviews on it.
A more caustic. We're here near Troy Avenue and Bluff Road. Right now, we're still waiting for an update from police. But you can see it's a large police presence. It goes all the way back towards that wooded area, which is a large lake. Now, right now, this is the spot where family of Kyle Moorman have been searching for the missing father and his 3 kids. And we were out here yesterday with them when they told us this was the last place his phone pinged Thursday morning. And they also found a baby bottle near the water. Now, despite asking for a search team, IMPD did not call one yesterday. Again, we're still waiting for information. We have not confirmed whether this is Kyle Moorman or his 3 kids. We're going to be expecting that update very soon. We'll continue to update you online at WTHR.com.
All right, I did this video at like 2:30 in the morning, and I was, or I don't know, 12 o'clock. I started grabbing all the documents and like getting them all together to make this video. So I didn't pay attention to this because I was trying to gather everything at once. But what I want to do, so see how they have a boat on there, and it's a pretty decent size. It looks like I'm sitting here pointing at the screen, but so decent sized little boat. They got a decent sized motor on there, but there's a storm sewer here. So yeah, all the rainwater probably comes into here. But here is that little the concrete we were talking about. Did she say bottle? I don't know what that high sunshine bottle near the water. Yes, they did say that. So not as big as what I thought it was. It looks way bigger on the maps, right? Than what it looks like here. I'm just looking at, so see how you have mud in here and stuff? It's shallow here, but it's deeper here, or the reflection of the trees make it hard to see.
That's all I do. That's all I do.
All right.
Having your legs for months.
See that boat over here? Empty. Maybe that's where they were diving at. Just an assumption that that boat is empty, unless they got out and were searching over there or something. But that's why I paused it there. Yeah, we were asking if they had found any fishing stuff. Someone's asked, we don't know. Yes, definitely. I'm going to continue playing it here. So that tow truck, just from my experience watching like Adventures with Purpose and stuff, that is the typical type of a wrecker that they're gonna. It's a big rig wrecker, especially when you have to go out far to pull, and the pull capacity because you're pulling something out of the mud as well. So that's why that wrecker is really big. Also, the cable on there is way thicker, and they have a lot more cable on there.
And again, this is
Tell us when everyone's ready, guys. We all set?
Yeah.
Start with your name and title, please.
Oh, good. Everybody good? I'm Officer Simone Burris. That is SAMONEBURRIS. I'm the Public Information Officer with the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department. So at approximately 7:40 p.m., IMPD Southwest District officers were dispatched to the 2900 block of Bluff Road on report of a possible deceased person in the water. When officers arrived, they located what appeared to be an unresponsive adult male in the water. Officers then requested IFD's dive team to assist with the recovery of the adult male. IFD did respond and unfortunately did pronounce the male deceased at the scene. Currently, there are several agencies here assisting us with this investigation, which include IMS, IFD, DNR, IMPD's chaplain's office, IMPD's victims assistance, as well as, we plan to be here for several hours. Parts of Bluff Road are currently blocked off. We are asking all vehicular traffic and drivers to avoid the area. We're also asking residents or people that live in the area, we're asking to limit the bystander traffic in this area while this investigation is going on, just to allow us to ensure that we do a thorough investigation in this area. We will not be releasing the identity of the deceased male. The identity notification will come from the coroner's office. We are asking anyone that may have information about anything they've seen in this area, anything that was out of place or anything that seemed odd or strange to them. We're asking them to contact IMPD. We're asking them to contact 262-TIPS to get that information to our investigators immediately. At this time, we will not be taking any questions. We are asking all of our media personnel to email us with those questions to ensure that we can get those questions answered within our written brief. And then also we're asking the community as well as media to follow our Twitter page so that if there is another live brief that we will do, you will get that information on our Twitter page. That's all we have at this time. Thank you.
Oh, I was talking while I was speaking. So I took a screenshot of this while I was recording. The reason being is for some reason, I thought that this right here is a drawing of a face with arms here. May just be like this is the face right here. And there's an arm and there's an arm, but it just might be marks from the divers, as far as I know. And so do we know if Kyle could swim? We don't know. Much hasn't been Empress. It was a flight. They use inflatable boats in shallow waters. And usually rescue teams, that's what they use is inflatable boats. It wasn't a big boat that they had. Let's see here. Do you know if he could swim? We don't know. Let's see here. Baby bottle outside of car means dead or another adult was readjusting a smaller child. Yes, indeed. Lisa, not sure him being lanky and bony thin wouldn't help him float at all. At any rate, so sad. Hello, Cindy. Empress Nero, thumbs up. Let me take this one off and we'll finish. So the next, right after this picture, so I caught this on, so all these videos are nothing from the actual news people. These are from actual people that were out there. Is where I was gathering all these photos from and videos. The next interview is going to start right now as well, or it could be him trying to get in the back of the car. Maybe. Windows are down here, but that doesn't tell me much. There's a little damage, but when you pull something out of the water, and I don't know, like the bumper's damaged over here. So if they tied on to like this, the cable rope would actually mess up the back bumper. It looks like it skipped on some rocks here. So obviously there was some rocks at some point, or it was sunk in that much. Front wheel windows, front driver's window is 3/4 of the way up. Yeah, I thought that too. I don't know. Those were points that we were bringing up earlier when Arctic was up here. Is that the windows do look like that they were that this one was at. I would imagine halfway down, but that doesn't mean after they pulled it out. So a lot of times they'll do a sweep inside, and that doesn't mean that it's not. It hasn't been like moved or pushed down or something. Was hoping this would turn out better. Yeah, I was too. Dad could have been meeting. Yeah, very true, Nero. I wonder how long it's going to take them to do an autopsy. Well, the coroner came out and identified them already, so that wasn't long. I mean, they obviously knew it when they were at the scene last night, but they wanted to get the confirmation from him. Does the roof look crushed a bit in the front? Windshield broken. So there's another picture of this vehicle. There is no front windshield. So I don't know. Very valid point. I don't know. Front windshield does look like it's busted. And I'll see if I can find that one.
Pulled from the water, and 3 young children were found inside, deceased. We're still working to positively identify the individuals involved, but there is commonality with the Moorman family. The Marion County Coroner's Office will make all identifications and issue a cause of death. We can't verify, in fact, that Kyle Moorman and his 3 children, Kyran, Kyannah, and Kyle Moorman II, were inside that car or in the pond. At this point, all signs point to them. I want to extend our condolences to the family and friends hurting tonight, knowing their loved ones are no longer with us. Currently, this stands as a death investigation as we explore the circumstances which led up to this. This is still very early in the investigation, and we understand there are a lot of questions. We have a lot of questions as well. And there's a lot of work for our investigators still to do. And we may not have all the answers everyone is seeking tonight. Our detectives will be here for some time, processing this scene, collecting evidence, and trying to piece together exactly what happened. Officers and missing persons detectives have searched this area and other locations on foot and using drones both Monday and Tuesday. I want to thank our media partners, the community, and the several agencies who responded to this scene tonight. That includes Indianapolis Emergency Services Agency, Marion County.
There is an update that came in while I was playing this, so I wanted to pause for a second. We're going to watch the rest of this, but you guys want to stick around for this one because some things have turned. Looks like they're looking for somebody. So I will let this play a little bit here, and then we'll speak about this, and I'll put it up on the screen so you can all see it.
Forensic Services Agency, IFD, Department of Natural Resources, the Marion County Coroner's Office, the IMPD Chaplain's Office, and our Victim Assistance Office. This is heartbreaking for everyone involved. Regardless of the circumstances, we know a man and 3 young kids are dead tonight. We don't know why, and we don't know how. In these circumstances, our rational brains want to know why and how something like this could happen. These are answers we may not ever have the answers to, but I guarantee you the detectives that are working behind me will do everything they can to provide answers to this family and our community. It's a tragic night for the family, our friends, and the community, and for all the first responders who are here tonight who never want to see this kind of circumstance. We will need support as we move forward. And we all need to support the family and wrap our arms around them tonight and the days that are to come as they grieve this loss. I may not have the answers that you want, but now I will take a few questions. There'll be a follow-up written brief as we piece together the timeline and as this investigation progresses. Is there any questions?
One of the biggest questions the family's been raising is why the dive team wasn't called out yesterday to this location. They were here and they had reason to believe that they might be here.
Well, that's the circumstances that the investigators are going through. They follow up multiple leads. They follow their processes. They follow their procedures. And as we piece this all together, we'll know more about the whys and hows that led us here tonight and other locations that we've been at as we investigated why this family was missing.
Was the car upside down in the water or right side up? How was it?
I wasn't here when the car was removed. That'll be part of the investigation as we move forward.
Do you guys know what type of car it was making model at this point?
The car that was removed matches the description that was given as the vehicle that was being driven by the father. Anything else?
Were all the children in car seats?
That's part of the investigation. I wasn't here when they were removed, so the detectives will put that all together. I don't have the answer for that.
One last question.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, hold on here 1 second. So they updated this from last night when I was reading this, or I was extremely tired and didn't read the whole thing. I just want to exit out of that. Okay. All right. This is the IMPD news, which is the Indianapolis news. Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department news. This is their Facebook government organization, right? So here 13 hours ago, and this was updated at some point. Incident type death investigation. Assigned Detective Jesus Soria. There's his information. That was, I didn't see that last night. That's why I said this is kind of interesting to me. I will continue to go through this. On Tuesday, immediate inquiries must be made to IMPD Public Affairs Office. On Tuesday, July 12, 2022, just after 7:30 p.m., IMPD Southwest District officers were dispatched to the 2900 block of Bluff Road on a report of a possible deceased person in the water. Officers arrived and located a male in the water. Officers requested the Indianapolis Fire Department dive team to assist with the recovery of the male. IFD responded and pronounced the male deceased at the scene. While searching the water, IFD dive team and Department of Natural Resources, the DNR, located a vehicle in the water using sonar technology. That vehicle was pulled from the water, and 3 young children were found inside. The vehicle pulled from the water was a black Saab. This currently stands as a death investigation. Several agencies responded to assist with this investigation, which includes IEMS, which would be Indianapolis EMS, Indianapolis Fire Department, the DNR, Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, chaplains, and victims assistance units. Officer will remain in the area for several hours. The Indianapolis Marion County Forensic Service Agency responded to assist in this investigation. The coroner's office will assist and determine the exact cause and manner of death. The MCCO will release the descendants' names once proper next of kin notification has been made. Based upon the information available to detectives and the evidence collected at the scene, there is a commonality with the Moorman family missing persons investigation. Detectives are working to piece together what led up to this incident. Earlier this week, Southwest District officers and missing persons detectives searched this area and other locations on foot and using drones. So they were already there. And I will go back through your guys' comments here. So they were already there and searched earlier this week. They didn't say what days here, but I read somewhere else it was Monday and Tuesday that they searched on foot and were using drones. Kind of weird that they didn't see tire tracks going into the water. Keep that in mind. Anyone with information about this incident should contact Detective Jesus Soria at the IMPD homicide office. So they're considering this a homicide, which I get. Here's the kicker. Alternatively, they can call Crime Stoppers at Central Indiana at 317-262-8477 or TIPS to remain anonymous. Citizens can also download the mobile P3 TIPS app for Apple and Android phones to submit a mobile tip to www.crimetips.org. To submit a web tip, you will remain anonymous and may be eligible for a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information leads to a felony arrest. Only tips submitted directly and anonymously to Crime Stoppers are eligible for these cash rewards. This release may be updated as more information becomes available. Information given via Crime Stoppers should be considered anonymous. And then there's the case number. I don't know. So here's my 2 cents and my 2 takes on this article and where they put a felony arrest being made. It may be a standard literature they always put in anything that they release. It may be a standard procedure by the homicide department in Indianapolis. I don't know. I just thought it was weird that they would put it right onto that exact poster there. So that's an interesting thing. Sorry, hold on here 1 second. I was reading something. Somebody sent me an article. So that's interesting. It might be just a standard. Alternatively, they could call Crime Stoppers, Public Affairs Office. They're looking for tips, I guess. Detectives are working to piece together what led up to this incident. So there must be something else behind it. It's quite a turn of events. I just want to search, see what else they have to say here. Then they show that one from last night, show the other one from last night. Close-up shot, a couple other pictures of the kids. I'm just seeing if there's anything else new on here while I'm live here. I don't see anything there, but I want to check one more thing. So, did he try jumping out of the car? Was going in. He got drug in the water. That could be weird. What the heck? Did they think he absconded with the kids after a few days, or was he on probation? I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, there is some new. I didn't see that on the article yesterday, and I just saw it now. It's kind of mind blowing that that was said. Maybe it's a standard proceeding there. Let's see what else here. They were last seen. IPD refused to take questions at the news conference earlier. Like, sure. Let's do this. Let's see. Oh, and JBR, if you're listening to this, I looked up the closed captioning for you, and I think it might take up to 24 hours. If that doesn't work, I'll go back through the video and hand type it for you so that you can see all the details in the video, okay? Coroner confirms. Let me just take that down for 1 second. I just want to see if there's anything else new. I mean, that was earlier today that I saw that. It's still thinking here. Maybe I misheard. Yeah, I don't know. Good question. There was tire tracks or no? Here's the weirdest thing ever. So we have this thing of water. They're saying so this was drawn here and that the X was put here where it was found. But I'm pretty sure they were doing everything from here. So I don't know if they were right here and everything was being done from here and they had to pull it because you could probably not get you probably couldn't get a record down this way. Or maybe they did, I don't know. But in my opinion, they were doing it from here. But I could be completely wrong. Did one child have asthma and needs medication? He didn't take the medicine with him. Yeah, I know tire tracks. And if you had drones out here to this place, you would totally have seen tire tracks. Or if it was, you would see tire tracks right here and like in the actual water, because that would have been the first place that you'd actually look. And then if somebody went fishing. The other thing is if it was here, you'd totally see tire tracks going in. So unless if it drops off and this cement prevented tire tracks. I mean, I don't know. That's a great question. I'm just going to see if Kyle Moorman and does anyone know in here for a fact where on this picture the car was pulled from? I put an X in the line. Sorry, I'm searching to see if there's any. Why take the kids fishing so late at night? Yeah, that's Empress Nero. Maybe that's something that they put on everything, but they said that $1,000 for each tip. Here we go. Here's a good one. I don't know. Great questions. What makes sense? No sense to me. I wouldn't have let him. Something definitely not right with this. Well, the sister asked him to bring the kids back to feed them before they went fishing. So that was definitely said in one of the posts. Good point. Here, water wouldn't necessarily shut door upon entry into the water. Communication between Moorman's family and officials got heated verbally at times during the search, per the report. Yes, definitely. It definitely did. There was a little clip of them not getting along very well. See, and I think the reason why they didn't see tire tracks is because it's totally right there where that cement pad was, is what could the airbag deployed and broken. Oh, that's a good point. I think I have another picture here for you. I don't know. Airbag dealios deploys at over 200 miles per hour, very possible. I believe it's because the ground is so hard. It hasn't rained. It hasn't rained here in forever. Besides sprinklers, it's very dry. Well, let's go back to my map here real quick. If I can find where I put my map. So let's bring this back up here. So let's do this. So let's say this. Let's say you pull in here, you're over here or whatever. You get out to go fishing, you walk over here or whatever. Let's say that you go just like this, right? Well, see these rocks here, and then it like drops off. So that front end damage when you pull something out, it's going to be hitting these rocks. I'm not saying that's the case at all. I just that's a very good question. Granny Boots, hello. What has the weather been like since July 6th? I don't think it hasn't rained there in a while. So definitely. Let me see if there's any new videos or anything. Photos, videos. Yeah, nothing. The last videos I saw were the ones that I got. Let me just respond to somebody here real quick. I do have one more that I can show you here real quick. A little thing that I thought had disappeared yesterday.
Thank you, Britt. And a Fox 59
Fox 59 update. This is from July 13th. Hello, Crystal Langford. I'm going to play this thing here real quick. Good possibility. The weather's been like, it's been dry. There you go. That's what I wanted. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for the purpose such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, scholarship, and research, educating people. So just want to put that up there before I play this. How long is this? It is only 2 minutes. So
Update this morning. IMPD has confirmed the bodies of 3 children and a man have been recovered from a Southside pond where a missing family was last known to be before they disappeared.
And while authorities have not confirmed the identities, they do tell us all signs point to Kyle Moorman and his 3 young children. Fox 59's Melissa Crash joining us now live with the very latest on this tragic story and the investigation. Melissa?
So tragic. Yes, it all started when police were called to a death investigation at a pond at Bluff Road and Troy Avenue. A man was pulled from the water and pronounced dead. Then a car was pulled from the bottom of the pond with the bodies of 3 children inside. The car matches the description of Kyle Moorman's bodies of 3 children inside. The car matches the description of Kyle Moorman's vehicle. Sadly, family members say this was his last known location based on his Google ping. Now, here's a look at the family members say this was his last known location.
that does a lot of scratches there. There's a dent in the roof of the car right in the middle. My biggest question is where the children all buckled into their seats. Nobody will tell us that. And I wish they would have when they did the officer change last night from the one PR person to the next one. It was like the other one just had gotten on the scene when they did the press release. So I don't know. That is a very, very good question. It does appear that the window there is down. There is a dent up here in the actual thing, but these look like scratches or twigs, something. I'm gonna play the rest of it though.
Based on his Google ping. Now, here's a look at the scene as the investigation continued last night. Now, last night when we were at the scene, our crew witnessed verbal confrontations between family and police. Relatives, they're upset with IMPD, believing they should have searched the area earlier. Police say this currently stands as a death investigation as they explore the circumstances that led up to this.
We want to extend our condolences to the family and friends hurting tonight, knowing their loved ones are no longer with us. And we may not have all the answers everyone is seeking tonight. Our detectives will be here for some time, processing the scene, collecting evidence, and trying to piece together exactly what happened.
Family even said a bottle belonging to the youngest child had been found along the bank of the pond prior to last night's tragic discovery. Again, at this time, police have not confirmed the identities of the bodies pulled from the pond. The Marion County Coroner will release that information, and once we hear more from police, we'll of course let you know. Reporting in the studio this morning, I'm Melissa Crash, Fox 59 News.
So there's that. We got a little better of a look at the vehicle. Definitely there. I mean, the car could have moved. Could the car have moved under whatever? I think that it would be motor heavy. So it would be underwater on the nose. I think they broke the windows to hook it. Maybe. Airbags deploy at 10 miles an hour. I don't know. I'd have to fact check that. I have seen multiple front windshields broken, so it could be properly hooked to pull out. Yeah, maybe they don't hook under the car. Sometimes it just depends on the situation in the water. So, was that place searched previously? Yes, it was. Not the water was not searched, but the park was searched because of the ping, and they were used drones. So it's heartbreaking. Thank you. Here's a picture of the ramp from the other side. So there is rocks there. An airbag deploys in 55 milliseconds at a speed of 200 miles per hour. Thank you, Sluggish Sleuth. So here's a picture of the other side there of the vehicle, or of the ramp. So that would make sense why there's no tire marks or anything there, because that is cement. I wonder if the rush to possibly save lives, they did not. They did do the flotation things. I don't think they. I don't know. I don't know on the flotation thing, because the reason, I don't know how far out the car was. So if the car was, let's say that the car's over here. Well, that's a decent size, and I don't know how deep it is. Depends on how deep it is. Then it just drops off. I don't know. Yep, it makes sense now about no tire tracks. Yeah, totally. So here in this picture, you can totally tell that right here, if you drove off here, this is cement. So there's no tire tracks. And I don't know. I think that would be wide enough for a car. I don't know. The car was 10 yards from the boat dock. 10 yards. So in here, wow. I don't know how deep the water is. I remember that America, we were just looking. Right before they found his mom. His mom said he did not fight this hard to get full custody of these babies for something to happen to them. Yeah. All great questions here. So maybe distracted and just went right down the ramp into the water at some speed. Well, I was just thinking about this as I was looking at this, and I don't think that would be at 10 yards ain't far for a car to go in at. No braking marks either, just happened fast, or no adult behind the wheel. It's curved at the top of the ramp. Yeah, there is a curb here. So, like, there's a curb here. But, I mean, if you're night fishing and you fished in the car and you had your kids with you, you'd probably park right here. You'd park as close to the water as you could get. Yes, the autopsy will have answers. Most definitely. That is a fact. Let me see. I think I got another. Yeah. Sorry, I'm responding to somebody behind the scenes here helping. And thank you very much. I know you're listening while you're doing your editing or whatever it is that you're doing. Yeah, I think a lot of answers will come from the coroner. Most definitely, that's what we need to wait for. We need to put some prayer hands and some hearts in this chat for these little babies and for Kyle. As always, rest in peace. And this is one that I will be following as new updates come out. If you guys, so I do stuff on Twitter. I do a lot of stuff on Twitter. I do a lot of stuff on Facebook. I find a lot of stuff on Facebook. I have a Facebook group. I'm going to drop those links now. They're also in my About section. So if you want to follow me over there, that will be my Facebook link will pop up there in a second. My Twitter will pop up there in a second. And then my TikTok will pop up there in a second. I haven't put anything on TikTok in a minute. I think that this link I think that link to Discord will work. If it doesn't work, then I'll fix it. But I think it's still an active link. I don't do any social media besides YouTube. That's okay, Breathless. I know some other people do other social media. I do try to post. So if I see an article later this afternoon or a video that is important, I will do another video upload as information comes out. It may be just writing and me doing a voiceover on the writing. I've already been talking for 2 hours and 18 minutes here, and I got other missing people's cases that I do need to do some work on and do some awareness on. Love the interactive sleuthing. Love it. Yeah. So, Sluggish Sleuth. I don't know if you've ever seen my channel or this is the first time. You've probably never heard of my channel. There's a day that I did live sleuthing. I did a thing on 63 missing people. I went in and was pretty much showed people how to go in and make sure that the information that you put out is facts. And when you're looking for missing people, the last thing you want to do, and it's going to happen to somebody sometime, where there's a missing person poster. I was live not too long ago. There's a missing person poster. I was talking about them, and I did all my research before, was doing research live. The next thing I knew, I got a message from one of my friends behind the scene, and they were found right then and there while I was live. It's going to happen. There's going to be times where the information says that they were found and they weren't. It's always good to to go ahead and take a look, call the police number. Don't just ask a quick question. Was the person found? A lot of times it just takes a quick phone call. Sometimes I do it. I do have somebody that helps me make some posters, and it's important to put right information on there. The biggest thing is that I talked about speculation today and certain things that didn't look right. It's a sad moment for the family, and this is in all respect to the family. Just certain things and certain alarming things alerted me when doing disinformation, trying to put everything together. There was a plethora of information, and I did use somebody's picture for my thumbnail, and I want to give a shout out to that person. The Facebook group that says the Kyle Moorman Facebook group, the person that's running that Facebook group is an amazing person. They do it for a lot of missing people, and they have several of them out there, and I thank you for everything that you do. It's much appreciated, especially sitting here, trying to do some research, trying to see what the ins and outs are of it, and then trying to go gather the facts from the actual police department's pages and stuff. Sometimes that's hard, and sometimes it's easier to go ahead and go in and pull different information and go get news articles and stuff from different places. Newspaper articles work as well. I know there's a lot of new YouTube creators that are in chat. Props to you guys. Biggest thing is try to verify your information as much as possible. When it is alleged or speculation, let everybody know. You don't want to be caught where I know for a fact this happened. Well, the only facts that something happens is that when it comes from law enforcement and there's a statement made on it. When it comes to news, even like this case is a prime example, people, that you have different family members saying different quotes and stuff. Well, that is based off of that family member's information, and it may be a rumor that they heard or something, but it was quoted in a news article. That's good enough because it's put out there and people read that stuff. I'm not saying that it's 100% correct. Like all the speculation in this case, a lot of it is hard to piece together because a lot of different things were said. And it's always best to let your audience and your people know that when it comes down to it, we wait for the police department to come out and make statements. This case, they did a very, very well job. My hat goes off to them, to the Indianapolis Metro Police Department. They did very well on the briefings. They gave 2 last night on scene. They did very well, regardless of what they were doing in the beginning of the investigation. They did right to the people that were following this by giving us updates. And definitely we'll be taking a look at some of this other stuff. And I think everyone kept it respectful today. Just a little brainstorming session, but no rumors or wild speculation. The stuff that was put out there that I said today in this video was gathered from other people. I went to bed at like 3 a.m. and was up at 6. There was a lot of information, and to go vet all of it. There's just sometimes when things just don't make sense, sometimes it's better to talk about it than let it to run in the back of your mind and wish that you would have at one time. I pride myself on trying to help some of these other missing people. Not a lot of them get a lot of attention like other people. So we just need to help them and get the word out there. The biggest thing is when you have an Amber Alert or any missing person that goes out there is to put their picture out there. I will be running some other missing people that just came up. If you haven't subbed to Arctic Fox True Crime. Definitely go over there and checking convictions. She's out on a rally right now, but she is normally in here all the time, and she does a very good job of showing some good channels to go watch and some people on awareness, and then does a monthly awareness thing. And she normally comes up here on panel 2. I know that you guys are still here. I am going to drop my link if anybody wants to come up, since this is the end of this. I got about 15 more minutes. Anybody's welcome to come up here. And thank you all, everybody that subscribes. That helps. Always hit the thumbs up. It always helps to get us in the algorithm. The most important thing is definitely go leave if you like what I'm doing and or have something to say about the case. I go through my comments all the time. I try to keep up with them. If there's a problem with something that I said or whatever, I'm not perfect. I'll correct if I said something wrong or something wasn't correct. I'll definitely go back and correct it. I try to put out as much useful information and as much accurate information as I possibly can. And sometimes it's very hard. It takes a team to do it. Bling, as always, thank you for being my mod over here and taking care of some business and helping behind the scenes. I know Frosty is listening in. Was doing some other stuff and couldn't be here, but was listening while driving. Empress Nero, it's always a pleasure to see you here. Yes, I did open up the panel. I did not drop the link a couple more times here, just in case somebody missed it. I don't have it on my normal where I could grab the link, but I only have about 15 minutes before I gotta jet out of here. This case is extremely odd. Yeah, it caught my eye. I don't live far. I live in the Chicagoland area, and I don't live far from Indianapolis. So I got you, Empress. You can turn it off if you want. There you go. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me well enough?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if you noticed, but I had like 5 million questions.
Oh yeah.
Down there.
Yeah, my head's been turning for like the last 3 days on this case. There is so much plethora of information out there on social media that was said by different people and different people that knew him. And I tried to avoid some of the questions that are not misleading, but far out there. I think at this point is that after finding this discovery, that the police will definitely step in and do justice and do right if something did happen that was not found at the crime scene here or at the scene. So, yeah, there's a plethora of information. I could go days and days and days on going through all that information. It was a lot.
Well, I guess I had like, well, from what folks were saying, it doesn't sound like he could have floated outside the car or anything like that. But I was wondering, I mean, if the dad was found outside the car, and it looks like if somebody was, if the bottle was outside the car, somebody would have been interacting with those children. I don't know if it was dad or what. Did you say if the that lake is outside of, is it in a like secluded or unknown area? Do you know?
So there's, the one Google, when I do the one Google Maps thing, it actually shows a gate, but the picture was from 2019. But that parking lot, when you look at it, this parking lot wasn't. So this is a 2020 picture that I have up on the screen now. It's live satellite, well, not live satellite imagery, but it's pretty close. I could actually get the date on it if I had to, but this is from 2022. So there was parking lots made here, but when you do go back to, I think I could go back an older date here.
Well, is that a park over there? Is that like some kind of a park over there to the right?
No, so here's what it is. So there's a farm here that's a vegetable farm. So there's a farm here.
Oh.
Then there's all this land. So at one time, like there's a little corner here where there's like mechanics and bobcats and different stuff. At one time, this was probably all farmland, and they sold off pieces of land to build houses and stuff. And this pond or lake, whatever it is, was probably still there because there's another parking lot here on this side, but it shows the gate in this picture actually closed over here. And it's just a gravel.
Okay.
It looks like that they do still drive out here, but this parking lot here looks like it's still on their property. And this one, when I looked it up, it said municipal property. So I don't know if maybe like given to the DNR to stock with fish to let people fish it. I don't know. I will be looking into it to see more info.
Yeah. Because if his windows are, I'm thinking that if his windows are down, a third of the way, then it might be somebody that he was familiar with or unsure of. But somewhat familiar or unsure of, because most of the time anymore, the electric windows, they come with like that little you feel a kind of a click where it goes all the way down real fast. That's kind of what I was thinking with the window being partially down, that it would have been something deliberate, that he would have done that deliberately. Does that make sense? He would have put it up part of the way.
I don't know. I just know that he didn't have enough gas to go get his brother. So he asked his brother if he wanted to go fishing. He didn't have enough gas. His brother put out a statement yesterday. He didn't have enough gas to go pick up his brother. But my thing is if I was talking to my brother, the one thing I pointed out yesterday in my life was if I was talking to my brother and I said, hey, you want to go fishing? Hey, I don't have enough gas to come get you, but I'm going to be over here fishing. Well, that's how I'm with my brother. I wouldn't just be, hey, I'm going to be over here. If you want to come join me, come join me. But for some reason, that wasn't part of the conversation. The other thing was there was another little excerpt that he was texting back and forth with people at 1 a.m. It was two females. And that has not. So as I say this is all alleged because it comes from family, not from law enforcement, not putting out there as an official statement yet. So with those two things, I don't know. It just it keeps your head spinning. Weird. And then his phone went down at 1 o'clock. That was the last time that anybody had talked to him. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously it sounds like he was meeting somebody there, whether his brother planned to meet him there or not. It sounds like somebody was meeting him there. Does that make sense?
I don't know.
Just because of the way that the window was down and why, I don't see why he would go fishing at 1 a.m.
He didn't have enough gas to go very far, and he couldn't go pick up his brother, so he wouldn't be running the car, and it was hot out. So that would mean why the windows were down.
Okay.
Does that make sense? You wouldn't want your kids in a hot car without the windows at least down.
Right. Well, and it sounds like maybe he didn't plan on being out there a long time because he didn't have one child's asthma medication. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I just.
Well,
it makes sense. I don't know.
It doesn't sound like, and it doesn't since he didn't have gas, then I'm going to guess that his family probably didn't have a lot of financial resources. So I'm wondering, so it probably wouldn't have been something like where they would have snatched him from the house or something.
Oh, I don't know. I have no clue. I don't think foul play has been ruled in yet. I don't think.
Oh, I thought it had been.
Nope. It just was a little thing on there, just a little clip on their not by the police, just a little thing on their Facebook post that said that for any information that leads to a felony arrest, but they probably put that on everything, on any time that they release a statement.
Okay. Yeah, and I looked up, how much, I didn't know if did we determine if the windshield was broken or not? Because
the windshield is no longer there, but it looked like they hooked the, so like when you watch like Adventures with Purpose, they show the car actually coming out of the water. So it's good to go watch those because the cars do weird things, and especially when they go into water and they're sitting in water, and they're really hard to get back out of water because of the suction. So a lot of that damage probably was from getting it to come out.
I would have thought they would go for the frame to get a vehicle out, but like you said,
I don't know how many. I mean, how many times are they pulling cars out of water? Probably not very many.
Yeah.
So somebody like Adventures with Purpose, that I think they've recovered like 30 some people already this year. Then they're still going, and they have a couple other crews. They know what they're doing because they've pulled so many out that there would be less damage that would be caused by them. I'm not saying that these people aren't trained. I'm sure they practice doing it. It's dark outside, and you're running off of lights and stuff when they pulled that car out as well. So because I looked up, it's 60 pounds of pressure to break a windshield. And then I also looked up, somebody said something about airbags, and I looked. Can you hear me?
Are you still there?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. I could hear you. But yeah, I looked up those kind of things. I think this looks weird.
Well, it doesn't make sense. I just the autopsy report and the criminal investigation, they're pretty fluid with this whole thing because it did catch, it's got here, I'll tell you right now. Hold on here 1 second.
Yeah, even my husband knew what I was talking about when I walked in the door from the grocery store.
It's got 45,000 people are talking about this.
Oh, okay.
That's on Facebook right now. So
it's a relatively small group.
Well, with that many people talking about this, they're going to dot their I's and cross their T's with the investigation and be speaking freely out with the public. So
unless it's the Summer Wells case.
Well,
that's another ball of wax. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't really do much with that case anymore.
Yeah, but you know what I meant. But they probably. It's a larger area that this happened in, so I would think that they would keep a closer eye on it. Or not a closer eye, but they would be more.
Well, they got every news station in that area has been covering it since Sunday, I believe. I watched it, the trend on Facebook and Twitter. I sat and watched the trend just keep going up and gaining more people. And that's what made me start digging into it. And there's a team of us that were digging into it. I can't do this by myself. So there was a lot of different information coming in, and we catch it from different platforms and then try to piece everything together to at least put some content out. And when something doesn't look right, I always say if you see something, you got to say something. And things just didn't add up. And I woke up one morning and I was like, this doesn't make sense. So we started digging. And it was more or less to put the word out there to get some exposure for it because I saw it growing, but it stood steady for a little while, and it definitely took off. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna hop down. Obviously you kind of know what my thoughts were.
yeah,
I'm peppering you with questions.
I have those same thoughts. I just don't have the answers, and those are going to have to be answers that the police department are going to have to put out, but they're not going to answer them specifically. They're just going to put out facts, and statements, and then move to the next one. Hold on here. I may have something that's coming in. Oh no. It was
yeah, that's kind of the same thing. I was wondering was how far away does the brother live?
I don't know. I didn't look into it that far yet.
Oh, okay.
I'd imagine what it was is he lives the opposite direction of where he was going.
Right.
So
yeah,
you'd have to go out of your way in order to come back the other way. So.
Right. Yeah. I was just thinking that the family doesn't have a whole lot of financial means, because otherwise the brother would have been like,
well,
I'll meet you over there and I'll give you money for gas.
Well, they put up $5,000 as part of the reward of their own money. So.
Oh, that's great. Okay. So I'm wrong.
Well, it may have come from another side there's one thing asking somebody for $20 of gas, but it's another thing when somebody's missing and putting money up.
Right. Yeah. So, right. Yeah, I'll let somebody else come up and ask more questions, but I think
definitely. Yeah.
I think I would be surprised if they were like, oh, it was an accident or something like that, because that's a really weird accident. Yeah, because you would have to be going a good clip to break a windshield. Well, we don't know what it looked like under the water, but airbags are deployed. That's a good clip.
Well, they didn't. So once they discovered it, they kicked everybody out of there. So there's no media or anybody allowed down there. So I'd imagine, because it's under investigation, that won't come out until the investigation is closed, if it will come out at all.
Right. Yeah.
So
okay. Well, I'm gonna hop down, let somebody else come up. Yeah, I'll just do that. So okay. Right, you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.
You too. And then went to 10K, yeah, because the landlord of the sister put up another 5K. So that's what I was saying. They're a pretty tight-knit family to try to get some answers. Yep, I Googled it. Everybody's go off where the wind blows. All right, everybody. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to show some missing people here while I go out. Did anything happen? Oh, I don't know. Left side of the head. It was great for all you new people coming in. I am tuning in tonight to Sluggish Sleuth. She's here in the chat. I'll be tuning in over there to take a look at some of the content. Sluggish Sleuth, I did not finish watching your live last night. I got halfway through. And then I was over watching another creator, and I was trying to piece some of this together. And I'm definitely going to go check out the rest of your live from yesterday, and then check out your one tonight. So I'm definitely interested in what you got going on there. Thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you, mods. And most of all, thank you, panel guests. I know you're listening, and I'm going to watch your 63 missing video. Yeah, the 63 missing video is a very good one. I updated the ones that I have been able to. The other ones, I haven't. So it's been like a week since I went to go check them. But if you go watch that and then you're sleuthing while you're doing it, Sunshine, I'll be here just for a few more minutes. the 63 missing video, if you're doing sleuthing while you watch it and you find somebody that has been found, just send me a link and email to me, or comment on the video that they were found, and I'll go in and correct it. So I'm trying to keep a running tab in the description that names every single person and which ones were found and which ones weren't. And I did do some updates to it like a week ago, I think. But there may be a couple names on there if people have been found. Just let me know in the comments section, or if you have questions about one of them or something, I can look into some of them further. Thank you everyone for being here. I want to give props to Sunshine 1979 for always allowing me to use their posters whenever I need to. You will see them. A lot of them I use in display. And that's going to be that. And before we all go, if you see something, definitely say something. And thank you all for being here.
Every day, living dreams for a taste of, yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up, coming from the nation, made a foundation, true stuff, yeah, true up. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to the past, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. That's where you end up, when your back's to the mat, you cripple the flat, or get up off your back, to live at these stadiums packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the escalated attack, the frustrated hit back, yeah, we move fast. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. It's automatic, I'm always getting after it. If you ain't working, I don't understand what's happening. There's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt dreaming, I just wanna look out there. The crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till